Hi everyone, this is Patrick from North52, and in this video we are going to discuss the North52 Formula Manager interface, what you actually see when you open the formula creation screen. This is a formula in the classic style. On the left hand side you can see 5 tabs: Register, Functions, Source, Explore and Fetch XML. We will start with the Register tab. It contains 4 sections. The first of these is Formula Settings. This is where you select your formula type. You can set the name of the formula, the event that triggers the formula, and the mode for the formula, client side, server side, or both. The next section is where you choose the entity and the field you want to trigger the formula on. If you are using a save to current record or a save to parent type formula, you can also select the target entity and the field you want to update via the relationship drop-down. In deployment settings, you can set which solution will contain the web resource for the North52 formula. By default, this is the North52 Business Process Activities Deployment solution, but all unmanaged solutions are visible in the drop-down list and any can be selected. You can also set the pipeline execution stage for the formula here. You can learn more about these on the MSDN website. A link is posted in the video description. The tracing level for the formula can be set here as well. Information means that a formula will write information to the North52 trace entity each time it completes. Information show exception details will show an error information when a nested exception occurs further along the execution pipeline. That error message will bubble back up to the user. The error setting will only show trace information when an error occurs in the system. This should only be used on formulas that are registered to run in the pre-validation stage. In the calling user dropdown, you can set if you want the formula to execute as the calling user or to use the system user, thereby allowing the users to affect records they would otherwise not usually have access to. There is also an advanced settings dropdown. In here you will find the execution order. If you have multiple formulas triggering on the same event at the same step in the execution pipeline, you can order their executions here if you need to. Just note, this won't override the standard execution pipeline. Setting a post-operation formula to 1 and the pre-operation formula to 2 won't make the post-operation formula execute first. The category and subcategory fields can be used to add additional identification tags to your formulas for logical grouping. Under Functions, you have a full list of all the functions available in North52 by type, etc. You can search the function list if you like. Here I am searching for the find value function, and this displays the function signature. When I mouse over it, it will display some additional information and examples. If I click on the Search Online KB articles, it will take you to the support.north52.com website and provide additional links to pages that have this function. If you hold down the Shift key and click on it, the function wizard will appear. This will help you to create your functions. I will search for a contact where the first name is Patrick and I want to return the parent account. When I click Generate, the function has been populated and added to the formula canvas. The Source tab contains several drop-downs. Source has all the fields listed on the entity, and if I click on one, it adds the reference to that value in the field, or if I hold down the Control key and click on the field, I will get the schema name for that field. Related Ent1 lists all the other entities that have an end-to-one relationship with the source entity of the formula. As I'm using the account entity, in this video you can see that the contact is an associated entity via the primary contact ID field on the account. If I expand this, I can see the entities that contact has an end-to-one relationship with, and under attributes I can access the individual fields of the contact connected to this account via the primary contact ID field, like so. As you can see, a question mark has been added to the end of the value reference. This is the default value that will be returned in case a field does not contain data. The question mark is the North52 representation for a null value. If this was a number field, I could change this to a 0 for example, and then 0 would always be returned if that field did not contain data. Under Forms, I can expand a specific form and then expand the tabs and sections that are listed in them. If I click on a specific tab or a section, their schema names are added to the formula canvas. The Processes drop-down provides a list of the actions, workflows, business process flows, and dialogues that are visible in the system. These can be called by specific formulas if desired. The Xcache drop-down will display a list of any and all Xcache records in the system. If I switch to decision table mode like so, 3 additional options will appear in the left menu: Global Calculations, Global Actions, Decision Table Calculations. You can learn more about these in our decision table videos and documentation. The Explore tab contains a list of all the entities and their attributes, so you can click on the entity to get their logical name or its attributes. A normal click will give you the full syntax to access the value in that field, or a control click will give you the schema name. There is also a quick tool here that will allow you to easily create the framework for some functions. For example, if I wanted to create a new account record, I would select the fields I want to use. So I will use account name, account number, and primary contact ID. And then I set the drop down to create record. And as you can see, the code is generated and added to the canvas. There are a couple of different quick create functions listed here you can select from. Across the top of the formula canvas are 3 drop-downs. Operators contains the logical operators you can use in North52 formulas. Snippets contain starting frameworks that you can use as a basis for syntax for some of your formulas. And the command drop-down allows you to switch between the classic editor and the decision table editor. Over here are 4 buttons. The tick is the formula syntax checker. It will warn you about missing commas and parentheses, etc. The X is used to clear the formula canvas. The chevron loads the function wizard or hides it, and the lightning bolt allows you to test how your formula executes. If there are fields in the formula that require values, etc., you will need to fill them in for the formula tester to execute correctly, but it will inform you about errors, and in cases where it executes successfully, it can generate a trace file if tracing is turned on. There is another video you can watch on debugging and troubleshooting formulas that will explain this in more detail. Across the ribbon are some links to North52 help in the North52 social dropdown. In N52 commands, there are a variety of useful options. Toggle advanced mode is used to display additional configuration fields. Usually you should never modify any of these fields without explicit guidance from a member of the North52 team. The refresh button is used to refresh the source and target pick lists after the creation of a new entity or field. What you would do is run the refresh, then save your formula and refresh your screen. The new entity and its fields will now be loaded into the source properties. Clone formula allows you to make a clone of your current formula, including any fetch XML queries connected to it. This will allow you to play around with your formula without risking breaking a working version of it. Publish formula is used to publish client-side formulas after saving. This is especially important as it binds the onload and on-change events to the forms. So if you don't publish a client-side formula, it won't trigger and you'll be stuck scratching your head and wondering why. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, if you have any questions or need any assistance, please contact support@north52.com or visit support.north52.com.